This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, people will get to view more of the First Church spire in Dunedin this weekend as 5 levels of scaffolding look set to come down. Families who donated items to the Southland Museum and Art Gallery may have a chance to revisit their taonga. And the new manager of Queenstown's Happiness House sees great potential for the centre. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Another 5 levels of scaffolding are expected to be removed from the First Church spire in Dunedin this weekend as repair work nears completion. Dooley's Masonry is coordinating the stonework, and the company's foreman says some of the historic stonework was severely damaged.
You've got to have a head for heights to work on a church spire that's more than 55 metres high, as well as a passion for repairing or replacing old stonework. Sam Dooley is the foreman on the First Church restoration project and says they've found significant issues.
So some of the stone it's weathered to a point where it needs to be, it's just, you put your hand on it and it just crumbles. So it's weathered and it just needs to be cut out and replaced.
He says work at the top of the spire has been completed and scaffolding at the highest point was removed from recent months. A major part of the continuing work is centred on the 2 pillars at the front of the entrance to the church, which are facing major work.
See, there's these 2 things that run up the side, and there's these 2 kind of like turrets that were up there that we had to pull down because there was a big rod going through the middle, but it had started to rust, and with the rusting it's expanding and it blew the stone out. Right. So we had to drop them down to where the engineer was happy and get rid of any of the old rod that was in there, and we've got any stone that we can reuse, we will reuse, but there's some stones that'll be, it's just to a point where we have to put new stone in, and we'll put new stone in and some stainless steel rod so it doesn't rust.
Many residents might not know mirrors are embedded in some of the decorative crosses near the top of the spire. However, these have also deteriorated and need replacing. It's hoped the mirrors will make the spire sparkle. Dooley says another 5 levels of scaffolding are being removed this weekend, depending on the weather, and he hopes the repair work will be completed before the winter sets in. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Broadcasting Minister Claire Curran says New Zealanders who are active on Facebook could be vulnerable to hacking or fake accounts. This comes after Curran discovered a fake account using her identity. Consequently, she has urged Facebook users to report any suspicious activity to independent government-approved agency CERT-NZ. The Minister says CERT-NZ can give a range of advice on protecting genuine accounts. Facebook users are advised to check for unexpected logins and can do so in the settings option. Families who donated items to the Southland Museum and Art Gallery may have a chance to visit their taonga. The Museum Board are developing an application process for families to access the items under special circumstances. Sharon Rees reports.
The closure of the Southland Museum and Art Gallery due to earthquake risk has sparked some families to request the return of donated items. But according to the Museum Board, it's not as easy as it may seem.
We have a policy and a collections management policy that we must abide by. It is a policy that protects the collection, and it is a formal process to deaccession an item from our collection, and so therefore that's not as easy as just coming to say, hey, can I have that item that belongs to my family given and gifted to your museum centuries ago. Unfortunately, that's not an easy task.
Biddle said the board understood the community's frustrations and were developing a process for families to access their donated items.
We need to go through a process now, which we are working on, so that they can have access to their taonga for celebratory days, events that they may normally come in and use the collection items. So we are working through a process with a number of people, and we're quite happy to do that with anyone, any family that have items within the museum, whether that be on loan or as part of the collection, so that they can have access to them.
She said the public should be assured that the collection is the board's main priority and that qualified staff would be retained to ensure the collection is maintained and cared for.
The staff that we have are incredibly qualified, and you would not want to lose the staff that we have, the curators and collection managers and registrars that look after the collection. They are in fact our number one priority to keep, so there will not be a lack of staff in relation to the collection.
While the process for families to access items is still in its early days, Biddle said families with concerns should contact the museum board to discuss their options. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Police are investigating after a woman was injured by an intruder in her Southland home last night. Detective Chris Lucy of Gore Police says a man with a knife entered the woman's house on Bladen Street in Waikaia about 9:15 p.m. and demanded to be let into a gun cabinet. Staff reports a struggle ensued and the man left when the woman screamed. The man is described as being about 30 years old, about 180 centimetres tall, with short dark hair, prominent cheekbones and a small pot belly. Police say he was wearing a black hoodie, black Canterbury brand sweatpants and black shoes. She has already been in the job for 2 weeks, but new Happiness House manager Robin Marks is overwhelmed to see the generosity and potential in Queenstown's Community Support Centre. Mina Amso caught up with Marks earlier today.
You can sit down and relax now.
New Happiness House manager Robin Francis says she's privileged with her new dream job. She's hoping to continue the vision of Happiness House founder Pat Bird.
Every day I can't believe people coming in with amazing donations, and I've got my arms out and just thinking, wow, what amazing people that are in this community.
Francis was living in the North Island before moving to Queenstown. She says her new role is a combination of things she's done in the past, such as administration and helping others.
This is like the perfect job for me.
Long-serving staff Tiana Fraser says Francis will be a great fit.
Been fresh. She's come in with a lot of energy, confidence.
Francis would like to introduce a number of new groups to the mix at Happiness House. These include a group for those with head injury, a music group, plus a first-time fathers group. The house plans to relocate from its Park Street location in downtown Queenstown to Frankton at the end of this year. And while a new location hasn't been decided yet, Happiness House coordinator Nikki Mason says one of the options is moving into a home-style property similar to where they are now.
Ideally, it would be great to see a designated community area in the district that would allow all community groups to have a designated area that they can maybe build upon, so that we don't have to go through this process.
But for Destiny Harper, who's been a regular at Happiness House for over 4 years, says it doesn't matter where the house will be.
Yeah, it's not the location that I come. It's not, I mean it's handy here, but in Frankton it's just as handy when I was living in Frankton for 2 years and still coming here to get my produce.
Frances is looking forward to the big move and says she's confident her small team will make the transition a smooth and successful one. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today. Short green phases at lights cause congestion and frustrate drivers in Dunedin, and we meet some young primary industries experts preparing for the New Zealand Young Farmers AgriKids competition.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Welcome back. Frustrated drivers were forced to run red lights in Dunedin recently after some intersections only allowed 2 cars through before the lights changed. Speaking from personal experience, it was very frustrating.
Dunedin is not normally known for its traffic congestion, but recently a number of cars were more or less forced to drive through red lights in an effort to reduce heavy congestion on Stewart Street. Traffic also blocked up on Cumberland's northbound route. New Zealand Transport Agency said the traffic jam started happening after the removal of detectors following recent roadwork, meaning lights must either be manually controlled or locked to a set time sequence. It is hoped that the snarl-ups will be reduced from now on. However, traffic flow won't be restored until normal until early May. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Some of Dipton's youngest primary industries experts are preparing for battle tomorrow. The school is sending 3 teams to the New Zealand Young Farmers Agri-Kids competition being held on Saturday.
For the first time, Dipton School in Southland has teams entering the Young Farmers Agri-Kids competition, which is being held in Browns this weekend. The youngsters have spent weeks preparing for the challenge. Charlotte Strawn and Zara Orr know exactly why they are entering the competition.
To learn more about farming, and because it's a great experience.
Hamish Russell and his friends Blake Strawn and Harrison George are learning a lot about animal husbandry and the planting of riparian areas.
We've been learning about goats
about what to plant if you're going to have a waterway. So you'd have water flax, bushes, tussocks, and then cabbage trees.
Natalie Russell and Lily and Leo Cameron have been acquiring additional skills as well.
About the right equipment to need chemicals, different beef and lamb cuts, and how to tie knots for a tape gate.
The 3 Dipton teams will compete against more than 20 other teams in the agricultural competition this weekend. We will endeavour on Monday to let you know how they got on. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Christians from rural communities around the world gathered at Lincoln University last week. The 6th International Rural Churches Association Conference was held in the Southern Hemisphere for the first time, with the largest turnout the event has received in the organisation's 25-year history.
More than 100 people are attending the International Rural Churches Association Conference, being held for the first time in New Zealand. Delegates have come from Australia, the South Pacific, Canada, the US, Asia, Africa, the United Kingdom and Europe. Rural Churches Association Conference Chairman Jerry Marshall has travelled from the UK for the event and says rural churches are a voice for the voiceless, as rural work can be lonely and rural voices can get drowned out.
But the issue is the same. How can we as a church bring groups of people together and show God's love to diverse groups within our community?
Prasad Rao is a bishop in South India and says rural communities in his country face similar challenges to New Zealand, like climate change and water issues. However, he says he's finding the climate a little cooler here than back home.
This conference has taken place in New Zealand, a beautiful country, but for me it's really very cold because I come from a very hot country.
He says one of the biggest challenges in India is most of the land is owned by a few wealthy people, with many rural families left to provide labour for very low wages. A delegation of 4 people from the South Pacific are attending the conference, thanks to a grant from New Zealand Methodist Church. One of them is Fijian youth leader Gloria Nduva, who says young Fijian Christians are exercising their faith by helping others, particularly after the recent cyclone.
The recent TC Gita, the youth, the Catholic youth, organised a relief appeal, and the Archbishop of Suva just recently gave it to the Cardinal in Tonga. We raised 9,000 Fiji dollars as a youth.
Gloria Nduva says young Fijians are trying to change the future of their country after years of military coups and climate events like cyclones and sea level rise. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, designs for a new edible packaging is on the menu at the University of Otago, and we have tomorrow's weather for you.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
I'm not happy with this product demonstration, Ralphie. Oh, relax. It's all about balance. The balance between softness and strength. And my balance is perfect.
So we won't fall?
Of course not.
Hi, Ralphie.
Oh, hey, whoa.
You fell for it.
Yep, I fell for it.
Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust.
I'm Cotton Soft on the environment too.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Thanks for staying with us. The Food Science Department at the University of Otago are developing a new type of food packaging that need not be thrown away. Instead, it can be eaten by either humans or livestock in a goal to help the environment. The South Today found out more.
These little squares of transparent packaging are totally edible, as University of Otago Professor Indrawati O is happy to prove. She and food science PhD student Stephen Gitaru have been working on creating edible wrapping product using biopolymers made from leftover byproducts from processing corn, shellfish and squid. Professor O hopes the new invention could help reduce the discarded rubbish from plastic packaging.
We can use this processing film basically to pack food product or to pack feed grass for the animals, so that we do not destroy the environment, because a lot of plastic has been used.
There still needs to be further tests regarding the edibility of the 100 different formulations they have developed, and some have been found to be more appetizing than others.
At this moment, sometimes we taste ourselves, so it is like a gel still. But the idea behind this edible packaging, basically we would like to have a certain structure. It's quite depending on the thickness of the film itself. So whether we can eat it or not is quite depending on the properties, the sensorial properties that we want to eat.
The edible film will be most likely used as a wrapping for food, and following further tests they will start looking for industry partners interested in edible packaging. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. Another 5 levels of scaffolding are expected to be removed from the first church spire in Dunedin this weekend as repair work nears completion. The Southland Museum and Art Gallery is developing a protocol so whānau who have donated items can retrieve them safely from the earthquake-prone building. And the new Happiness House manager is overwhelmed to see the generosity and potential in Queenstown's Community Support Centre. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville, and it looks like you've got a fantastic photo there.
Cute picture of a girl who's been on the poppy collection run for 3 years, and she's only 7. That's quite an effort. She's wearing her late grandfather's medals, a Vietnam veteran, and I read in the story that she is off with the Port Chalmers Brownies to the Dawn Parade on Wednesday, and she's encouraging others to go as well. So, nice little story.
It's wonderful to see the younger generation supporting things like that.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Mixed day tomorrow, of course, and I had a look through that, and the main story is letters from the front, quite moving letters. I went towards the back of the mix, and surprising, it's 50 years since Space Odyssey 2001 was released. So there's a story looking at that and its impact and how amazing it was as a film at the time, and still is.
And still holds up now.
Still is. News pages, where a very high-profile judge is coming for ID Fashion, and the Mayor is recognising the housing crisis that was our lead story today, and saying, yes, indeed, it's a full-blown crisis. The houses are in shortest supply in Dunedin than most of us can ever remember.
Wow, there's something for everyone this weekend in the mix. Thank you, Phil. And you'll be able to read about that in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Today's southern view is of sunset over Dunedin City. Looking at the situation, it's very cold again tomorrow with wintry showers around the region as winds rise to near gale force in exposed places. However, clearing weather is on the way for Sunday and most of next week looks to be more settled and less windy. To the southern outlook, Balclutha and Catlin, strong winds, wintry showers and a high of 8. Gore and Lumsden the same but with a high of 7. To the central outlook, Alexandra, gusty winds, showers and a high of 9. Queenstown and Wanaka brace for gusty winds, wintry showers and a high of 7. And Tiana, you're in for strong winds, wintry showers and a high of 7 as well. To the northern outlook, Timaru can expect fresh winds with rain later on and a high of 17. Oamaru, you can expect strong winds with rain coming later and a high of 13. And Twizel and Amarama, get ready for gusty winds, wintry showers and a high of 7. In Dunedin, it will be mostly cloudy tonight with moderate southwesterlies with an overnight low of 8. Cloudy tomorrow with fresh winds at first, then cold gusty winds developing during the morning with a period of showers late morning. Showers clearing and a few sunny periods developing during the afternoon with strong gusty cold southwest winds, a high of 10 and a low of 6. And it's mostly cloudy and cold on Sunday with fresh gusty winds easing slowly, a high of 10 and a low of 5. And in Invercargill tonight, it will be cloudy with an overnight low of 7. Tomorrow sees frequent wintry showers and brace for strong to near gale force gusty cold winds. Some hail and sleet likely, 9 and 6, a good day for indoor activities. Showers clearing and sunny periods increasing on Sunday with gusty cold winds easing, a high of 10 and a low of 5. And that's our news for this Friday. For the latest news from the southern region, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. We leave you tonight with some shots from the Otago Rally from all of us here at the South Today. Have a great weekend and take care out there.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.